Whisper Library. We believe in books.
There comes a moment in life when everything looks fine on the outside, but something feels missing on the inside. Not pain, not sadness, just a quiet question you don't know how to answer. Is this really my life? Most people ignore that question. They stay busy. They stay safe. They stay distracted. But a few listen, and that single decision changes the direction of their entire life. The Alchemist is written for those moments when your heart whispers and you're brave enough to hear it. You're listening to Whisper Library, where every book becomes a mirror for the life you're living. The Alchemist is written by Paulo Coelho, one of the most widely read authors in the world. This book has crossed languages, cultures, and generations because it speaks about something universal: the search for meaning. At its heart, The Alchemist is not about deserts, gold, or destiny. It is about personal legend, the idea that every person is born with a purpose, and that happiness comes from having the courage to follow it. Paulo Coelho blends simplicity with depth. His words don't explain too much. They invite you to feel, to reflect, to remember dreams you may have buried long ago. This is a book people return to at different stages of life, and each time, it feels like a different conversation. Part 1. The Alchemist. Part 1 introduces us to Santiago, a young shepherd living in the hills of Andalusia, Spain. He chose the life of a shepherd not out of lack of ambition, but because it allowed him something he valued deeply: freedom. Freedom to travel, to observe people, to sleep under open skies, and to listen to his thoughts. Unlike others in his village who followed predictable paths, Santiago wanted to see the world. Books, landscapes, and conversations with strangers fascinated him more than stability. Yet even with this freedom, something inside him begins to stir. One night, while sleeping in the ruins of an abandoned church with a sycamore tree growing through its roof, Santiago has a dream. In the dream, a child takes him by the hands and leads him to the pyramids of Egypt. The child tells him that if he goes there, he will find a treasure. Santiago wakes up unsettled. The dream feels different from ordinary dreams. It repeats itself night after night, carrying the same message, and he can't ignore it. Unsure of what it means, Santiago seeks out a gypsy woman who interprets dreams. She listens carefully and tells him something unexpected. The dream is not symbolic. It is literal. There is a treasure, and he must go to Egypt to find it. Her certainty both excites and frightens him. Egypt feels impossibly far. The idea of abandoning his sheep for a dream feels reckless. Yet the seed has been planted. Shortly after, Santiago meets a mysterious old man sitting quietly in the town square. The man introduces himself as Melchizedek, the king of Salem. At first, Santiago doubts him, until the old man reveals personal details about Santiago's life that no stranger could possibly know. This encounter becomes the turning point of Part 1. The old man speaks about a concept Santiago has never heard before: the personal legend. He explains that every person is born with a unique purpose, a dream that represents their deepest desire. In childhood, people recognize this dream easily, but as they grow older, fear, responsibility, and social pressure convince them that the dream is impossible. Most people, the old man says, give up on their personal legend. They settle for safety. And in doing so, they live quietly dissatisfied lives. He also teaches Santiago about omens, signs the universe uses to guide those who listen. When a person truly commits to their dream, the universe begins to help them in subtle ways. But commitment requires sacrifice. The old man offers Santiago a choice. He tells him that if he truly wants to find his treasure, he must sell his sheep and begin the journey. As a symbol of guidance, he gives Santiago 2 stones, Urim and Thummim, which help him read omens when he feels lost. Santiago struggles with the decision. The sheep represents security, familiarity, and identity. The journey represents uncertainty, risk, and fear. But something inside him knows that refusing the dream would be worse than failing at it. So he sells his flock. With the money in his pocket and the dream in his heart, Santiago crosses the sea to Africa. Almost immediately, reality strikes. In the unfamiliar city of Tangier, Santiago is robbed. Everything he owns is taken. He is left alone, penniless, unable to speak the language, and overwhelmed by regret. For a moment, despair takes over. He considers returning home, ashamed and defeated. But then, something important happens. Instead of blaming fate or the dream, Santiago takes responsibility. He realizes that the journey itself is teaching him something: resilience. He decides not to abandon his personal legend at the first sign of hardship. Santiago finds work at a crystal shop owned by a tired, discouraged merchant. The shop is struggling, stuck in routine, much like the merchant himself. Santiago begins to help in small ways, cleaning crystals, rearranging displays, proposing new ideas. Gradually, his ideas transform the business. Sales increase, customers return, the shop thrives. Through this work, Santiago learns a deeper lesson. Dreams require action, not just belief. He also notices something painful. The crystal merchant once had a dream of going to Mecca, but never pursued it. The dream comforts him, but he is afraid to fulfill it, because then he would have nothing left to hope for. This realization stays with Santiago. He understands that many people prefer dreaming over doing, because action demands courage. And he recognizes that fear of failure is often stronger than desire for success. By the end of part 1, Santiago has earned enough money to either return home comfortably or continue his journey toward the pyramids. This time, the choice is clearer. He has changed. He is no longer just a shepherd following a dream blindly. He is someone who has faced loss, fear, and uncertainty, and kept going. Part 1 ends not with treasure, but with transformation. Santiago has learned to listen to his heart, trust signs, and believe that setbacks are not punishments. They are tests. The lesson of part 1 is quiet, but profound. The moment you commit to your dream, life will challenge you, not to stop you, but to prepare you. Part 2. The alchemist Santiago joins a caravan traveling across the vast Sahara toward Egypt. The desert is not just a place, it is a teacher. Silent, dangerous, and unforgiving, it demands attention, patience, and respect. Here, Santiago meets an Englishman obsessed with learning alchemy, the art of turning lead into gold. But more than gold, the Englishman seeks understanding. He believes knowledge comes from books. Santiago learns something different. He learns that the desert speaks, not in words, but in intuition, signs, and silence. He begins to understand what the old king meant by listening to the heart. As the caravan travels, war breaks out between desert tribes. The journey is forced to stop at an oasis. Here, life changes again. At the oasis, Santiago meets Fatima. Their connection is instant and deep, not based on possession or fear, but on recognition. Fatima understands Santiago's dream without explanation. She knows that true love does not ask someone to abandon their purpose. This is one of the most powerful lessons of part 2. Real love supports your destiny. It does not compete with it. Santiago is tempted to stay. Safety, love, and comfort surround him. But his heart still whispers about the pyramids. Soon after, Santiago experiences a vision. He senses an approaching attack on the oasis. Trusting his intuition, he warns the tribal leaders. The attack happens, exactly as he foresaw. For this, Santiago is rewarded. But more importantly, he earns trust and meets a mysterious figure known only as the Alchemist. The Alchemist is not impressed by Santiago's gold or courage. He is interested only in one thing: whether Santiago is willing to follow his personal legend to the end. The Alchemist becomes Santiago's final guide. Together, they travel deeper into the desert, a journey filled with danger, silence, and inner confrontation. Along the way, the Alchemist teaches Santiago the ultimate truth of alchemy. Alchemy is not about turning metal into gold. It is about transforming the self. Santiago learns about the soul of the world, the idea that everything in existence is connected. When a person follows their personal legend, they align with this universal soul. The alchemist teaches Santiago to trust his heart even when it is afraid, especially when it is afraid. At one point, Santiago is captured by tribal warriors. To survive, the alchemist tells them that Santiago can turn himself into the wind. At first, this sounds impossible, but Santiago realizes something profound. Limits exist only in the mind. By communicating with the desert, the wind, and the sun symbols of nature and existence, Santiago understands unity. And through this understanding, he performs the impossible. The warriors release them. Eventually, the alchemist leaves Santiago alone, reminding him that guidance is temporary. The journey must be completed alone. Finally, Santiago reaches the pyramids of Egypt. He falls to his knees. He cries. He digs for the treasure he has crossed continents to find. Nothing. Instead, he is beaten by thieves. One of them laughs at Santiago's story and tells him about a dream he once had, a dream of treasure buried beneath a sycamore tree in the ruins of an old church in Spain. Santiago understands. The treasure was never at the pyramids. The pyramids were necessary, not to give him gold, but to give him wisdom. He returns to Spain, back to the place where the journey began, under the tree, in the ruined church. There, he finds the treasure. But by now, Santiago knows the truth. The real treasure was not gold. It was courage. It was self-trust. It was becoming the person capable of finding the treasure. When you follow your personal legend, the journey changes you first, so that when you finally receive the reward, you are worthy of it. And with that, Santiago returns to Fatima, not as a shepherd chasing a dream, but as a man who listened to his heart and became whole. In the end, the alchemist reveals a simple but life-changing truth. The journey was never about the destination. Santiago traveled across countries, deserts, fears and doubts, not to find gold, but to become the kind of person who could recognize real treasure. Paulo Coelho shows us that dreams are not shortcuts to happiness. They are invitations to growth. They challenge comfort. They demand courage. And they test whether we trust our hearts, even when the path makes no sense. The story teaches that the universe does not hand rewards to the hesitant. It responds to commitment. Once you choose your personal legend, life will push back not to stop you, but to shape you. Every loss in Santiago's journey was preparation. Every delay was instruction. Every detour was necessary. And the final revelation is gentle but powerful. What you seek outside often exists much closer than you think, but you must travel far to understand its value. The alchemist reminds us that fear is the real thief, not failure, not uncertainty, but the fear of listening to ourselves. Those who choose safety over destiny may live comfortably, but they will always wonder what if. Those who choose the journey gain something far greater than certainty. They gain meaning. And that was The Alchemist, a story about listening to your heart in a world that teaches you to doubt it. If this journey stirred something inside you, don't rush to silence it. Dreams speak softly, but they do not disappear. This is Whisper Library. Until next time, trust the signs, honor your journey, and never abandon your personal legend.